update portion of it, right? We had a Rand Paul, helping block the bill that was going to ban TikTok, quote unquote. Of course, that was not the entire text of the bill.
No, that was.
Oh no! Hold on. And this, of course, has been backed up. Holly, who was one who pushed it, is big mad, and it was stopped there. So, I guess I'll start there. It seems like you didn't understand.
There's two bills.
Okay, go ahead.
This is what a lot of people are confused about. So they have the whole thing as far as the one that's the Restrict Act, which is
the
Restrict Act is Bill S686. You happen to find one that's really right in my wheelhouse. That over the last 24 hours, I've been looking more and more.
That's awesome. No, this is why we bring you in, right?
Yeah.
And I spent time reading the Restrict Act, and I was like, okay, holy shit, this does have the potential. It does have the potential to expand, but we'll go there. Okay, so there's 686. What was the other bill?
The other bill was brought by Hawley, which was, forget about all the stuff as far as criminalizing this or whatever. Let's just write a law banning TikTok from being used in the United States because it's owned by the CCP.
Straight up, just a singular ban of TikTok.
Yes, a singular ban.
That's actually great. This is perfect.
He wanted unanimity from the Senate because apparently the bill gets expedited if everyone in the Senate agrees to it. Rand Paul got up and it was 99-1. Rand Paul was the only one who got up and he said, I don't understand. We all look at China as if they're onerous because they will ban things that they don't like. And now and that's the problem that we have with them. So what's our solution? When their technology is here, we're going to ban that. How does that make us any different from them? And it was basically, you and I think had this discussion, I think on my show a week ago.
These are good philosophical questions on like, which way do you go? Do you go the route of saying we're going to go down the regulation route, or do you go the route of, hey, we're trying to be the moral high ground? And can you be the moral high ground if you're playing the same game, if you're in the mud, right? Like,
Precisely.
And, isn't our duty just to let everybody know, but not tell them what to do? That's not consistent with your principles. If you're someone who believes in deregulation, adding more regulation of anything, even your enemies, is a bad thing, right? So I think my question is going to be back to you, Joe, because you put me on the spot last week. So now it's your turn, because you always are. You're very deft about this. Actually, you are the master at this, at putting people on the spot. Well, I'm just the question asker. So you're in the hot seat today, Joe. So what is the right thing to do? I mean, let me actually preface it by this. Is TikTok a problem? Do you believe that TikTok is an actual problem for American society?
Are you asking me as a parent, as a politician?
Okay. We'll start morally or parent. I'm sure those are probably close, right? Moral, parental lens, right? Before politician.
Okay, I'll break it down like this.
Okay, yeah.
TikTok is hot garbage.
Why?
It's terrible. What?
Why? Why is it hot garbage? Why? I mean,
not because of anything to do with China. Not because of anything. What I'm saying is social media in general. There's nothing. You're not learning anything from TikTok. At least when you go to YouTube, you
I was going to say social media, including YouTube.
No, and you know what? Sometimes if you want to figure out how do I do this, you can find a video somewhere on YouTube which will probably walk you through it.
Sure.
TikTok is not like that. TikTok is basically it's a form of 2023's TV. Where it's like, oh, good. Instead of having to invest my mind in 18 minutes worth of content, I can watch 30 seconds before my ADD brain enables me to watch something else and just go 30-second by 30-second clip or 60 seconds, whatever. The 60-second TikTok video feels long as anything. It feels like it takes like an hour and a half for you. Sometimes you'll see these like minute and a half long TikTok videos, and I'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know I was getting a documentary here, because that's how long it feels in TikTok land. So that's not something that I think is healthy for kids. I think it's like basically it's self-filleting. It's like you're just sort of enjoying yourself and wasting your time. Now, does that mean that people don't have time to kill, or people are depressed and sort of feel like this is a way that they can waste their time? Yeah, but it's like I don't think it's a productive use of. I don't think anyone can make a strong argument that's a productive use of their time, unless I guess you want to learn how to dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, and get dance moves from one of the crazy cool dancers they have there, which I'm like, TikTok must be teaching that next generation to
Well,
be like
that's pretty much their thing. Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, TikTok, you immediately think dances, and I'm like, okay, how can I make a video of how can I put Joe's head, AI people, Joe's head on a TikTok dance? Let's do it. But
so I think at its best, TikTok is a complete waste of time, and it slowly turns your brain into cheese. So I think that's at its best. Now people said the same thing about TV. People said the same thing about TV for the last 80 years.
And people said the same thing about video games during my era. They said video games are going to make you ultra violent. They're going to make you kill everybody. They're going to make you do all these things, which they did not. Right? It was not video games that caused any of that. Right?
Correct.
That's yes, I will say in terms of attention span, I can certainly see how yes, TikTok is decreasing it, but there's a lot of things that I think are pushing to decrease our attention span. TikTok is just one of them.
The other bad part about TikTok, as far as it being, that's the least of the bad parts, is that it's like a complete waste of time. Like at its best, the best thing about TikTok is it's a complete waste of time.
Then we've got a potential agenda, because here's the argument.
Yes,
I'll just frame. Let me just frame
when you
the
say
argument.
Agenda, go ahead.
Okay, let me frame the argument, because this is what I've heard, and I want to know whether you agree with it or not, or whether you think this is true. So people are saying that because the CCP, it's not that the CCP is spying, although I do believe they are gathering information through TikTok. But that aside, right? The argument is because TikTok has influence and control over TikTok and the algorithm, they are pushing on American audiences. This is something Tucker Carlson said, and other people said, and I can see the point here, is that they're pushing different information. So the Chinese children are getting information on education, on family, pro-family messages, versus on the US, it's all woke garbage. It's all the woke garbage, right? And the dances, right? They're getting the dances, but they're getting the woke garbage. They're getting transition information. They're getting all the LGBTQA++ stuff in the US. So it's a strategic, like a long-term play to poison the children in the United States, particularly from a CCP that really lacks children. They're like, okay, well, what can we do? We can just really fuck up the children in the United States psychologically. It's sort of psychological warfare. What do you think about that?
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that's very logical. I think that's very logical.